Hello and welcome to Phillips Tech. Today I'm going to look at current trends in the event industry. When looking at trends in the live events industry, there are three main categories in which they all fit: sustainability trends, social trends, and technological trends, all of which impacting the events industry. Technological trends consist of the advancements of technology that impact the future of the industry. Social trends look at ideas thought to be important by society, the people, including but not limited to ideas like diversity and inclusion. And sustainability trends look at the change in operations which impacts the planet and industry's longevity. These could include materials, fuels, transport, and equipment used in an event. Events and festivals have an increasingly vital role in our leisure lifestyle. This report includes identifying current trends and analysing positives and negatives of them, along with how they might impact the future of the industry. Beginning with a technological trend, I'll be looking at the use of virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, in the live events industry. Currently, VR can be seen in the industry in many forms. An easy one to spot would be esports, a big and growing in popularity part of the industry. Playing games through virtual reality helps you immerse yourself in the game. VR is also starting to become popular for social networking events. Being able to attend a conference
or corporate event
remotely allows for all the inclusivity and benefits of being able to network without all the travel costs. However, this does come at the cost of physical interaction, replacing this instead with virtual reaction.
Virtual reaction is well suited for corporate style events where there isn't need for as much social interactions, but might be as suited for a concert where social interactions make part of the experience.
As well as this, events can be retroactively consolidated and preserved, so that we can access them in the future.
This is a great way to be able to re-experience an event. For example, if you need to remember some of the information shared.
An example of an event where VR has been used for immersiveness is the FIFA World Cup, beginning in 2018 in Russia, continuing in 2022 in Qatar. Virtual reality is used to allow the audience to watch the sporting tournament from the comfort of your own home, with the ability to look around as if you were there. It is also used for the purpose of promoting the event, adding something else to intrigue the audience and highlighting the unique stadium designs.
VR is being implemented
for other technologies, like cameras. Working alongside cameras, 360-degree video footage
is being captured.
For example, at Arena Summit, they're using a 360-degree footage of the event to capture the venue space throughout the day, allowing visitors to visit an event at any time, anywhere. The user can decide what they want to do. VR could be used to allow virtual attendance to an event. This means that a visitor could not only be able to visit from anywhere in the world with an internet connection, but also have the best view in an event. As well as this, virtual reality could mean that the virtual capacity limit can be a lot higher for an event, increasing the revenue made by an event. VR could be used to have a braille translation of text, a description of images, using haptic feedback for the touch sensitivity function of a VR controller. HaptiRead and HoloBraille are two ways of converting braille to haptic feedback vibrations. Another technology VR works well with is AR, augmented reality. It's currently used
in corporate events
to increase accessibility and interactivity. Not sure which way to go? Just use your phone's camera to see arrows pointing you in the right direction. Or watching a presentation and want a little bit more information on the subject the speaker is talking about. Just scan the screen and get all the information you could need. Augmented reality
is also being
used to make attendees feel more included in an event, enhancing their experience. This could be filters on cameras or additional 3D objects reaching off the stage. 3D visualization is an increasingly popular feature. This level of immersiveness helps to engage audiences further,
impact the event experience positively.
The live events industry also has other technological trends, such as the use of drones increasing, as well as holograms. Drones are being used for a couple of things. The first is video recordings or live streaming. Drones allow for fast-paced sports to be recorded, as well as a lot of different camera angles which wouldn't have been possible without big expensive equipment. The use of drones for live streaming of
sporting events
also adds an extra layer of excitement for the audience or viewer. Drones can also be used as another form of entertainment. Drones, with lights attached, are being used substantially more to replace firework displays as a more sustainable and equally interesting form of entertainment, without as much carbon emissions or noise pollution.
It is designed specifically for drones.
Holograms are a newer form of technology for the industry, being used for the first time for the ABBA tour. Holograms can replace the physical artist with a virtual avatar, allowing for artists who might have passed away to still be represented as a part of a band, along with the bonus of looking however they want to look for a virtual avatar. For example, how they might have when they were younger. This advancement in technology helps to capture people's attention, increasing fascination for an event. Another positive of holograms is that it removes travel restrictions for an artist, as they no longer need to travel to the event, also contributing less to pollution. Relating to pollution and carbon emissions, sustainability trend. Sustainability is a goal to be able to coexist on Earth alongside nature for a long period of time. Event sustainability looks at three main categories, also known as triple bottom line: people, profit, planet. People consist of the crew and the attendees of an event. Qualify as a sustainable event must pique the audience's interest and attention through the production's atmosphere, which is why the current trends are so important for progression. As well as this, includes any social issues, such as the coronavirus pandemic, preventing many events from going ahead or forcing them to move online, thus reducing the sense of community. Looking particularly at the crew, sustainability might consist of the jobs available as well as the skills needed for those positions. For example, with more technological innovation into video screens, lighting engineers are encouraged to have experience with video wall and projection mapping. But crew jobs create a cyclical structure, employing more people for a job, allowing them to earn money, giving them an incentive to work harder. This motivation positively impacts the quality of events. Better events entice more people to buy tickets, meaning bigger audiences, and therefore more staff or crew needed to work, leading to more jobs. But more people buying tickets also contributes to an increase of visitors spending, leading to the next part of the triple bottom line: profit. To have longevity, the industry needs to have a revenue stream larger than any deficits or profit. This can come from many places, including tickets and entrance fees, food and drink sales, and merchandise. This profit allows the event organisers to increase staff and invest in newer technologies to improve production atmosphere for the audience. The last of the three, planet, looks at how environmentally friendly the production arts industry is. The production arts, or even events industry, often has a very big impact on the environment. From the mining of natural resources, mainly metals like gold, to the manufacturing of equipment like lights, microphones, cables, stages, and more. The transport of equipment to the site of an event, back to the warehouse, to the power consumption during events, the transport for visitors to an event, and the waste productions left behind by visitors. As an industry, we have a lot of factors to consider when planning and operating an event, especially if we want to be eco-friendly. Cultural stability leads to economic stability, which leads to environmental stability, the cyclical structure. Currently, event sites in green spaces have worse air quality than inner city areas. According to a report in 2019 by Hope Solutions, along with power management specialist SAP Concepts, using data from several events, including a greener festival, the events industry emitted 1.2 billion kilograms of carbon dioxide a year, approximately the same as the country of Malta. Just in the UK, using an estimated 300 million litres of diesel every year, costing an estimated £230 million, we use so much diesel, the use in events equals 1.5% of the total diesel in the UK, contributing to air pollution. This, however, is not the only negative impact on the environment. Others include noise pollution, chemical pollution, sewage pollution, vehicle emissions, fuel of power,
landfill waste, and littering.
just to name a few. At a typical conference event, an event attendee produces 176.67 kilograms of carbon dioxide emissions per day. Therefore, for a 3-day event consisting of 1,000 people, 5,670 kilograms of discards is equivalent to 4 compacted cars. 3,480 kilograms of landfill, equivalent to 2.6 compacted cars, and 530 metric tons of carbon dioxide, equivalent to 1,233 barrels of oil consumed, with the average compacted car being weighed 1,354 kilograms. Waste contributing to 10 to 30% of an event's carbon footprint. Contributing to this waste, 50% of plastic used in single use, with 1 million plastic bottles being bought a minute, along with 5 trillion plastic bags used a year. On average, paper takes up to 6 weeks to decompose in landfill, with cardboard taking around 2 months. Taking the longest is plastic, with an estimated decomposition time of up to a century. But for the industry to be able to use for a long period of time, sustainable, there are certain things event crew and organisers have to do. Thinking cyclical and not linear by using generic branding. Lots of events have scenes and props specifically tailored for that show. Using more generic set pieces means that they can be reused, not only saving waste, but money too. Alternatively, the use of video screens and projections can take the places of all stage scenes, often making the events more immersive. Events can bring in a lot of tourism to an area. This can cause lots of emissions from vehicles. However, looking all customers into their site means they can only buy products from vendors on site. They usually travel quite far to get there. But encouraging customers to use local services and businesses reduces the food miles of any food sold, as well as the increasing economic stability within the local area of an event. Therefore, the location of an event is very important for reasons like choosing a venue with lots of public transport links or a coach service. This reduces the number of cars on the road and therefore the car emissions. A location's heritage and culture, food and drink locations, environmental flora and fauna. This also positively contributes to the people part of the Thistle bottom line. The ease of access, climate events like Nottingham Green Festival and the Earthshot Prize help to make more people aware of the problems the environment is subjected to and raise new ways to reduce and prevent them. An industry initiative to address climate change established in 2021 at COP26, with the roadmap launched in 2022 at COP27, lays out a lot of initiatives to improve energy conservative, increasing local sourcing and decrease waste, like the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. They both aim to make the industry more sustainable by 2030, from conserving oceans, Goal 14, to United Against Climate Change, Goal 13, to reducing land degradation, Goal 15, United Nations Development Programme. They all hope to save the live environment industry, making it a little bit more sustainable each time. With the annual COP Summit's goal drawing closer, the industry is also working towards a sustainable future. Currently, as one of the largest contributing industries, the live events industry produced its own initiative in 2021 at COP26. This initiative outlined many targets to reach net zero in the future, with the industry already partaking in some, including the switch to LED, light-emitting diode, lights, with LED technology not only lasting longer but costing less to operate. Many industry professionals are opting for this choice over other types of lighting, like halogen or fluorescent. In addition to this, the industry has seen an increase in climate events, with some venues following the Theatre Green Book. Theatre Green Book guides venues on how to increase their eco-friendliness, this impacting people's quality of life. As mentioned previously, there is a financial impact on the development and use of technology, but in the long term, it can be a more developed sector, boosting the local economy through increased sales in tickets and merchandise. ACE, Arts Council England, recognised the importance of investment in audience development as a device to increase participation rates.
The cost of this technology will affect how soon we see it in every event. For example, whilst the consumer wouldn't need to pay for transport costs, they still need to buy the VR headset, which could be quite expensive. As well as this, the event organisers need to buy a lot of equipment to make an event compatible with VR headsets, like the servers for online connectivity or the cameras to record in 3D, increasing the costs of their end, sometimes being passed on to consumers through increasing their prices.
With the development of this modern technology, new skills will be needed for operation. Therefore, the event industry becomes open for more jobs. This can negatively impact current industry professionals, as they will need to retain for these skills, so might always having to be catching up. However, increases potential salary for crew with the highly sought-after skill sets. Having these progressed skill sets for the advanced technology can also increase creativity, as more visionary designs can be created. In turn, increasing job satisfaction.
With these impacts, a question is raised. Are the trends worth the extra money, skills, and effort from everybody? I think absolutely. The live events industry has a history of being behind other industries with technological innovation, with Windows 7 only just being upgraded to Windows 10 for the base operating system on most newer mixing consoles, for example. In my opinion, the extra effort and money put in translates to increased attendee satisfaction. This innovation can offer something new and exciting for everybody to enjoy, as well as bring the event industry into the modern era.
Future advancements are not only the thing that are important for the event industry. Another is key policies that participate in moral, economic, and legal obligations. The Health and Safety at Work Act of 1974 looks at keeping everybody safe. From identifying the hazard to assessing the risk, this is completely using risk assessments. A risk assessment is used for identifying, evaluating, and implementing reasonable control measures to reduce the risk of a hazard. Beginning with identifying the hazard, only foreseeable and relevant hazards are used. Once the hazards have been identified, the next step is to establish who might be harmed and how. For example, is it the staff or the attendees? And whether they are elderly or have vulnerable disabilities. The how could consist of a variety of things, from how loud the sound is, to crowd management, and working at height. Once the who and how have been established, the risks need to be evaluated, deciding on the necessary precautions that need to be implemented. This is where the hierarchy of controls becomes useful. Working down a list from the best method to reduce the hazard, elimination, and protecting the worker from personal protective equipment, PPE. The next step, recording the findings and implementing any changes, is specifically writing all the information down in the risk assessment, along with who completed it. This is so it can be reviewed when necessary and updated periodically if any changes to risk. Governed by HSE, health and safety executives, their job is to enforce these rules and regulations nationally. Health and safety executives can force expensive charges. HSE also enforce more than just the Health and Safety at Work Act of 1974, Terrorism, Protection of Premises Bill, Martin's Law, Construction, Design and Management Regulations 2015, and many more, including the Licensing Act of 2003. The Licensing Act 2003 regulates a number of things, in particular the licensing of public entertainment pertaining to the use of recorded and live music. This looks at PRS and PPL licensing. PRS, Performing Rights Society, ensures that the songwriters, composers and publishers are fairly compensated for royalties. This form of licensing looks at the performance of music publicly, along with licensing the composition itself. Public performances which require the license include festivals, live concerts and karaoke. PPL, Phonographic Performance Limited, ensures the performers and record companies are compensated for royalties. This license permits playing recorded music publicly. This license is required in venues like hotels, bars, nightclubs and sport facilities.
Another policy is CDM, Construction Design Management 2015. This law is for safety, requiring the appointing of a principal designer and principal contractor by the client. A lot of these policies are UK specific, including CDM. This might affect outside tours' familiarity with requirements, with different countries having their own health and safety regulations and other policies. This is where global standards come in. The G-Guide is the global standard for safety. It is a document which outlines the absolute minimum requirements. There is also other industry-specific guidance, like the Purple Guide for event guidance and the Green Guide for sports safety.